The Catholic Church has had a profound and lasting impact on society throughout history, shaping various aspects of culture, politics, education, and social life. Here are some of the main impacts: political influence and governance. Middle Ages. The Catholic Church was a dominant political force in Europe during the Middle Ages, often exerting power over kings and emperors. Influential popes, such as Gregory VII and Innocent III, challenged secular authority and, in many cases, managed to subordinate rulers. Temporal power. The Church owned vast tracts of land and resources, allowing it to directly influence politics and the economy. It also played a crucial role in mediating conflicts and legitimizing governments. Concordats and treaties. Throughout history, the Church negotiated concordats and treaties with various nations, shaping the relationships between the state and religion. Education and preservation of knowledge. Monasticism and scholasticism. During the Middle Ages, monastic scribes preserved many classical texts from antiquity, keeping knowledge alive. Medieval universities, many of which were founded by the Church, became centers of learning and intellectual activity. Popular education. The Church was responsible for founding many of the first schools in Europe, which were initially dedicated to religious training, but also taught grammar, rhetoric, and logic, forming the basis of classical education. Science and philosophy. Although there were conflicts, such as the case of Galileo, the Church also sponsored much scientific and philosophical research, with clerics like Roger Bacon and Thomas Aquinas significantly contributing to the development of knowledge. Culture and art. Patronage of the arts. The Catholic Church was one of the greatest patrons of the arts during the Renaissance and Baroque periods, commissioning artworks, architecture, and music that shaped Western culture. Works like Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel and Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper are examples of this. Literature and music. Many of the early literary and musical texts of medieval and Renaissance Europe were created by members of the clergy or sponsored by the Church. Rights and social justice. Social doctrine. The Catholic Church developed a social doctrine that includes the dignity of labor, the importance of the family, and the rights of the poor and marginalized. Encyclicals like Rerum Novarum of 1891 marked the beginning of the Church's modern engagement with social and economic issues. Charity and social works. The Catholic Church has a long tradition of charity, caring for the sick, the poor, and the needy through hospitals, orphanages, and other charitable institutions. Missionary expansion and colonialism. Missions and evangelization. The Catholic Church played a central role in evangelizing the Americas, Africa, and Asia during periods of European expansion. While this led to the spread of Christianity, it was also linked to colonization and often the oppression of indigenous cultures. Syncretism and inculturation. In some regions, the Catholic Church adapted elements of local cultures to facilitate conversion, resulting in syncretic practices that blend Christian and indigenous elements. Reformation and Counter-Reformation. Religious divisions. The Protestant Reformation in the 16th century led to significant division in Western Christianity, but it also prompted the Catholic Church to reform itself through the Counter-Reformation, which resulted in significant changes in church doctrine, liturgy, and discipline. Reconciliation and unity. Throughout the centuries, the Catholic Church has sought dialogue with other religions and Christian denominations to promote peace and unity. Ethics and morality. Moral influence. The Catholic Church has been an important source of moral and ethical guidance throughout history, influencing attitudes on issues such as war, slavery, marriage, and social behavior. Contemporary debates. Today, the Church continues to be an influential voice in debates on ethical and moral issues such as abortion, euthanasia, LGBTQ+ rights and bioethics. Impact on daily life, calendar and festivities. The liturgical calendar of the Catholic Church, with its feasts and holy days, has shaped daily life and cultural traditions in many countries. Sacraments and rites of passage. The Church's sacraments, such as baptism, marriage, and last rites, play a central role in the lives of millions of Catholics around the world. These are some of the main impacts of the Catholic Church throughout history, reflecting its far-reaching influence in various areas of human life.